In this case, we're talking about a cop fired, Missouri, for taking a woman's phone and copying intimate photos. Only the best people serve and protect. Lawsuits have been filed against a Missouri cop who has been accused of stealing nude photos from women. He's stopped for alleged traffic violations. Cop's identity has been protected in the suit. Why? Why? In the latest suit filed Friday, a couple identified as Jane and John Doe seek $25,000 for invasion of privacy, emotional distress, too, after a Florissant, Missouri police officer allegedly took her phone by force after a February 2024 traffic stop for a broken taillight. The woman said she complied after the officer told her she needed to provide proof of insurance on her phone.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
And Black start with the details. After she unlocked her device, the officer, identified in court documents by the pseudonym Joe Smith, abruptly grabbed it without her consent and retreated to his police cruiser. Ugh. Lawsuit alleges this. He remained in his car for 10 minutes before returning the phone, and she was not charged for the busted light. In July, the woman received a visit from FBI agents who asked her to identify a printed and large photograph of a naked woman. She was shocked to see the picture was of herself, which was intended for her husband's eyes only. Agents told her the Florissant officer had saved other nude photos of the woman. The cop, who has since been fired, was voyeuristically viewing naked photographs of both her and her husband, then used his own phone to take pictures of Doe's phone and those photos. That's according to the complaint. Married couple they are, and a minor are the alleged victims in a separate suit, leveling similar accusations against the cop. That complaint alleges that Florissant has received complaints about Officer Smith's inappropriate behavior in the past and chose, surprise, surprise, to retain him. Look at that. Just do the right thing. Bad apples. Seems like a barrel here. Why would you cover that up? The department has issued a statement. In a statement, the Florissant Police Department said they were deeply concerned by these allegations and want to assure the community that we take any claim of officer misconduct very seriously. We just told you that's in question big time. Doesn't appear to be true. The safety of everyone in our community remains our top priority. We hold our employees to a high standard. I can barely get through it. Let me be professional. We hold our employees to a high standard of integrity and expect them to treat every member of our community with dignity and respect. FBI and the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office are investigating the officer's actions. I'm so tired of these statements. Now, come on, Fran. You're not a bad apple. Do you think someone who's doing this, and it seemed premeditated, the way the traffic stop went down as reported here, that he'd been doing this? You think he didn't share it with any of his buddies? Think he just kept it to himself? The complaints were coming in about him. They did nothing. And I'm so tired of having to read the statements. The statements are, well, I would think, I'll put it in your terms, the stuff that comedy's made of. This is comedic.
Yeah, I think what's surprising in this case is that there was any kind of accountability. If this is happening and someone is not being reprimanded or fired over this, think of how much is happening across the country. This is one instance. So good on good on this one department after they were forced to by, I believe, federal investigation, it sounds like. That's pretty surprising if the FBI is like, we've got a nude photo of you we think it came from a police officer. Like, how terrifying would that be? But again, if this story were about a teacher, Fox News would open with it and not stop talking about it for 3 months. If this story were about someone who is trans, if this story were about an immigrant, they would freak out. But it is not. In fact, we don't have a lot of stories involving those people being groomers or being pedophiles or being, being coercive. No, we have those stories about police officers. This is very par for the course. I am so glad that it hopefully began and ended with nude photos, Because who knows, when someone is not reprimanded, someone is not fired, someone doesn't face any kind of accountability, oh, they're going to keep doing it, and maybe even more. Maybe it is going to be asking that person for sexual favors in order to not give them a traffic ticket, right? Who knows what it's going to be? Maybe it's following somebody home. Maybe it's inviting somebody into your police cruiser or arresting them under false pretenses and then harming them or assaulting them, right? Like, we've seen that in this kind of scenario end that way many, many times. So it's just the tip of the iceberg, and it's disgusting.
These things don't happen in a vacuum. Okay. We had Mayor Eric Adams indicted, and the indictment talks about 10 years of alleged corruption. Wasn't stopped. Here we are. We have a sheriff in Kentucky who's accused on video of shooting a judge dead. Something about a lawsuit he was involved in, not supervising a deputy who sexually assaulted someone. And here, look what we have. Look what we have. This guy, this officer. Other complaints about this Joe Smith pseudonym officer. And now a woman is dreading. Do you think he just took the nude photos from her phone and, as I said, did not share them with people, or
Sure.
worse, perhaps disseminated them? Maybe they're any moment they could appear on the internet. I'll give you the last word, Fran.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's disgusting, and this happens a lot. We know that there are also text message chains between police officers who often love to use racial slurs and just become our bigots, you know, which is again par for the course, considering they are bigoted in their actions. But again, protect and serve, and let's bow down to the police officers. I just give us a reason to trust you. Give us a reason. Like I'm sorry, but your coffee and basketball with the community isn't enough. You need to actually do your job and do it well and do it properly and actually follow the law yourself. Then we'll like you.
Yeah. We're not asking much. We're saying, please don't kneel on someone's neck for 9 minutes and kill them. Please don't plant evidence. Please don't lie under oath. Please don't kidnap and sexually assault people. Please don't follow an autistic young man home who's minding his own business and inject ketamine in him. Tell the paramedics to Elijah McClain, somebody just got off again, that we're not asking much. We're asking for you not to be a derelict, criminal, violent mob. We're asking you not to be gangsters, right?
Gang, yep. It's just gangsters.
Right?
It's gang.
Don't tag things. Don't get tatted
if
up.
only.
Right.
Can you imagine if only they were just tagging their names everywhere? I'd be like, I mean, that's cool.
We
That's
might
cool.
say it's art and everybody could move on. But that's not what's happening. It's not what's happening.